Hello, boys. Today's video is going to be a little different, just a little bit more casual, philosophical. Things haven't been going as planned for the last couple of days. My parents were recently in a near fatal car accident that miraculously they are largely unscathed from and are doing well, all things considering. But if you saw the picture of the truck that they were in that flipped and rolled multiple times on a freeway at 70, 60 miles per hour, you'd be amazed that they're okay. So just been dealing with that. And that obviously prompts some thoughts, because while the phone call from the side of the freeway was from my mother, could have just as easily been highway patrol to inform me that my parents had passed away. And that's things like that will always just cause you to, will always usually be a prompt to just think about things, right? To take a step back, etc. And of course, one of the things that my mind went to is just always being grateful for what you do have while you still have it. One thought that came up that I think is worth sharing, because it's also kind of related to a video topic that I've been marinating in my mind for a little while, and I'll make a more in-depth video about it later. But it relates to this, and that's the idea of how no successful, happy, healthy person is an island. Our relationships with others, any others, humans, matter greatly. There's a reason why isolation is considered the highest form of punishment that's legally allowed in prisons, right? That when somebody's acting up really, when an inmate's really acting up, they put him in isolation. There's this culture, this subculture of the lone wolf, going dark, going ghost, locking in. And I almost feel like it's some kind of weird perverse psyop. But I feel like that would mean it's an intentional thing that's being perpetrated by somebody. To call something a psyop, from my perspective, means that it's an intentional agenda being perpetrated by somebody with malicious intent. And I don't think it's that. But just with the way the internet can be sometimes, these little thoughts can catch on and then suddenly take on a life of their own. Yes, it's important. And of course, the idea about the thoughts about relationships and how much they matter has been prompted by nearly losing my parents recently, in the last couple of days. But what I want to say here just briefly, philosophically, more so than tactically and strategically, the way I normally try to share these videos, is yes, it's important to lock in. It's important to focus. It's important to have structure, deep work time, etc. It is. Obviously, watching any of my videos, you'll know that I'm not saying to not do that. But just remember that any success you want to have in life requires others to participate by default. If you want to grow wealth, if you want to become rich, you need to create value either in products or services that then other people want to give you money for, right? Or to make yourself so valuable in your skills that a company, a corporation, will pay you a lot of money in exchange for your time and skill. So your financial success is dependent, literally, upon other people. So going ghost, isolating, pushing the whole world away, seems to be self-sabotaging if you're trying to succeed. if part of your success is, let's say, income, money, riches, wealth. Now again, listen to what I'm saying. I'm not saying to keep wasting time with people that are aimless, have no ambition, have bad habits, and they suck you into doing low vibration activities, low energy things that distract you and pull you off your purpose. However, what I am saying is also going full ghost mode and going full alone for a really long time is really bad. As somebody who has done this multiple times. One right person in your life can do more to dramatically accelerate your life than probably pretty much anything else. The right relationship, just one, can be a 10x game changer. A simple example is maybe somebody taking a chance on hiring you for a job. That one person, the hiring manager, made a huge change, made impact on your life. Not you being ghost mode and sitting alone, isolating for 6 months. Getting in with somebody who is really well socially connected, has a lot of credibility and trust in an industry, and having them believe in you and like you, and then having them endorse you and introduce you can literally open up doors to networks that literally overnight change your life. I've experienced that, and I've also done that for others. And success in life being dependent on other people isn't just in relation to finances. If you're isolated for a really long time, you start to malfunction. You do. In a lot of different ways. And again, today's just a little bit more philosophical, so I'm not going to go into a lot of tactical points because I haven't fully gathered my thoughts around how I want to share this, break this down in much more detail in a future video. So today, again, I'll just keep it high level, but I want to point this out to you that because I've recently have gone through an experience where it brought obviously an important relationship in my life with my parents, being my parents, front and center. I've just been thinking about relationships and people in general and how they correlate to us in our life. And I just want to begin the thought and then pick it up in a future video, but I want to plant the seed with you now. Think about, it's in regards to thinking about how there seems to be a lot of this pop psychology, pop life advice on the internet about, go silent, go ghost, go dark. Yeah, you know what happens to lone wolves? They don't last long in the wilderness. They don't last long. There's a reason why they run in packs. There's a reason why we're wired biologically and psychologically to be terrified of being shamed from the tribe and being banished from the tribe. Because a single human, caveman days out in the wilderness, is easy pickings for some sort of a predatory animal. We needed the tribe. When we're happy, don't we often want to share it with somebody? See, we need somebody else to experience more of that happiness. You know what I'm saying? When we're lonely, we need somebody else in order to put a salve on that loneliness. Right? A good friend, a trusted confidant, somebody that we enjoy being around. Again, very philosophical, not very specific the way my videos normally are. I don't even know what time it is. It's 8 p.m. I just drove 3.5 hours back home, and I drove to my parents' So just a lot of unexpected stuff going on in my life right now, but I committed to making a video every day, so here I am showing up for my commitment. So I'll wrap up with this. I really want you to think about, here's what I want you to do. I want you to think over your life, and I want you to think of the 3 relationships that you've had in your life. People you've met, people you've interacted with, whatever that might be, in any context. Girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, business partner, friend, colleague, whatever, right? 3 relationships that if they weren't in your life, if we erase that experience from your life, your life today would be dramatically different. And I want you to think about, so basically there were 3 people that had a massive impact on the trajectory of your life and where you're at in life, right? And then think about how different your life might be if they hadn't shown up in your life. And this doesn't just have to be positive experiences. You could have like 2 positives and maybe 1 negative, a person that absolutely put a lot of damage into your life because you let them into your life, etc., whatever it might be. And I want you to do this so that you can see just how high impact relationships can be, other people. And then I want you to ask yourself, is isolating myself, going ghost, getting on the Sigma grind, lone wolf, if I do that for the next 6 months, isn't that counterproductive to my growth and success goals? Like, to sell something, I need customers. That's other people, right? To get into good business networks, I need other people. And then I want you to ask yourself, what would be 3 relationships, type of people or somebody, type of people that you could possibly connect with in the next 6 months that could be absolute game changers for you in your life? Teachers, mentors, confidants, friends, whatever it might be, girlfriend, boyfriend, etc. And then I want you to think about, what can you do for those people? What kind of value can you bring to the table? What kind of blessing can you bring into their life? What would be in it for them to let you into their life? And then work on becoming the kind of person that they would love to have in their life. And I believe if you do that and set an intention for connecting with those kind of people, in short order, they will come into your life. But that's the thought for today, is all of our success in life, financially, mentally, and emotionally, and spiritually, is 100% dependent upon other people, the interaction with other people. It's not to not take responsibility for yourself. It's that if everybody else died on earth right now and you were the last person sitting there, standing, what would matter anymore? Like, think about that. If you were the last person on earth, what would matter anymore? Do you see what I'm saying? Would money matter? No. Would success really matter? No. How would you define success? Staying alive? Would you want to live? Like, really think about that. Because I was thinking about that day while I was driving home for 3.5 hours. If I was the last person on earth, what would matter anymore? The longer I thought about it, the less anything would matter. So then I guess it turns out that everything that matters to me is on some level within context of other people. See what I'm saying? So, without getting too tactical, and I know this video isn't really like polished or on point the way that mine normally are, so you'll have to forgive me. Going through some things right now myself, but I promised myself I would show up for you guys and post every day. So that's the thought. All right. Take care.